several parties say Farage is trying to duck and dive around the rules. What specific rule or processes do you believe is unfair to him?
Well, I think, first of all, the very long drawn-out nature of this, which, as I say, has been constantly accompanied by press speculation. And also the fact, he was answering to the Standards Committee for one thing, and then suddenly another one came along, again applying to the time before he became an MP, indeed at a time when he wasn't even an active politician. And he probably thinks, where is this going to end? Let's bring an end to it. Let's bring this to a head. Let's put it to the people to see what they think of all of this. There has been a game now for a very long time, a game of personal destruction, not just for Nigel, for lots and lots of politicians have faced this. What Clinton once described as the politics of personal destruction. And I think that another thing is, and Nigel is going to say, well, don't always expect people just to writhe in your coils. They may actually turn on you, and I'm now setting the example of that and leading the way. The other thing is the register has become a joke. Now, the register used to be an extremely serious instrument, which meant that you declared anything which might have any impact on the way you vote. That was the intention of the register. It was a good one. You need to know. But it then got to the point where you had to declare all your earnings, regardless of whether they influenced anything. I mean, my standard joke at the time to the then registrar, who was Elizabeth Filton, was, you're expecting me to declare the fee I received from appearing with Basil Brush. Is that because you expected it to influence my vote on punting? It just, she was so po-faced she didn't even see the joke. But it is so, it became a nonsense. And then it got to the stage, when Harriet Harman was leader of the House, it reached the stage where you had to declare every bunch of flowers you had. Literally, I'm serious, and it's departed from its original purpose. It's become a game so that people try to see, what you might not have declared. You might have decided you didn't have to declare. Other people, like I did, will declare every last darn thing, even though it's complete nonsense, like the fee with Basil Brush, because just to do it. So I no longer take the register seriously in the way that I used to. And the other thing is standards and privileges. Before Tony Blair came in, it was a very, very senior committee of the House of Commons, peopled by very senior people whose careers were behind them. So they owed absolutely nothing to the whips or to anybody else, who had a really good understanding of Parliament and how it worked and how influence worked, and understood all of that because they'd been there, for a very long time. Blair changed all that. And I think, I don't have the same respect for this committee as once I had. Let me give you a very good example. When Boris was being subjected to an investigation, they simply changed the rules. Now, the rules said you mustn't knowingly mislead Parliament, which we would all say, yep, that's right. Yeah, they changed it. It doesn't matter whether you knew or not. If you supply wrong information to Parliament, you're guilty. Well, that is a nonsense. Absolute nonsense. One of many reasons why, as I say, I no longer take either the register or the committee as seriously as I certainly did when I was in Parliament.